It has not even been a week for the new government in Karnataka, and communal issues are back to dominating the political discourse. The newly elected Chief Minister in Karnataka met the senior officials and directed them to put an end to moral policing and alleged saffronization in the state of Karnataka. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also asked them to monitor social media posts which spread misinformation and might lead to law and order issues. The government is also mulling to revoke all the contentious laws which were passed by the BJP government in the state. This means that issues like hijab, conversion are once again back in the state. The BJP has slammed the Congress party and termed this as a reverse engine government for overturning key decisions that were taken by them. Let me remind you that the Congress had promised to implement 5 guarantees immediately once they come to power, and these are largely welfare scheme and direct benefits that must go to the underprivileged of the country. But it seems that the government is now once again focusing on communal issues or revoking the communal orders as they call it. Is this polarization once again dampening the promise of the governance that was made by the Grand Old Party? A massive mandate that was given to the Congress party for doing good governance in the state and for delivering on their promises. Let's talk about the story.
ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನಿಫೆಸ್ಟೋ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಅದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಪರ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾದಂತದ್ದು ಅದು ಬಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಇದು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಏನು ಹೇಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
This is a reverse gear. There will be reverse gear government if it comes, and that's exactly they are proving our allegations. It is a retrograde steps these people are taking. This will not do anything good for the progress of the state.
Well, let's quickly take a look at the key issues that have been raised by the Congress party recently the moment they came to power. Saffronization. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister DKS, they warned the Karnataka Police Corps, directed them to end quote-unquote saffronization in the state. The Chief Minister also asked the police not to differentiate based on the religion. Hijab ban, that's another controversy. The Karnataka government is now mulling to revoke the hijab ban. There was a notification to that effect. The hijab was banned in educational institutions. That notification was brought by Bomai government in 2022. Well, this is also pertaining to the anti-conversion law. There was a special law that was brought in. Congress is thinking to repeal the anti-conversion law in the state. The law banned forced religious conversion, also conversions that happen on the pretext of marriage, like the law was brought in states like Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. This law was brought by the earlier Bomai government in 2022. There's another contentious issue of cow slaughter. While this law has existed for a while, there were significant amendments and changes that were done in this law, which completely banned any kind of cow slaughter or buffalo slaughter in the state up till the age of the cattle to 13 years. Now, the Congress party claims that this particular law pertaining to slaughter is communal. It also hurts the local businesses. The Congress party says that it's thinking to revoke the cow slaughter law. And this law, you'd remember, was passed by Yediyurappa government back in 2020. With the hijab conversion once again dominating the political discourse. Aren't these the key issues that the BJP was talking about? BJP was accused of raising in the elections when the campaigning was on, and the Congress party wanted to skirt these issues. They said, we want to focus on the real governance issues. Now, what has happened now? Will polarization once again dampen the governance promise? We ask on Plain Speak tonight. Well, joining us on the broadcast is Sankeertha from the BJP. We also have Sanket Yenagi of the Congress party. Mr. BS Arun, who's a senior journalist, is also joining us on the broadcast. Sanketji, first to you. You came to power with a very decisive historic mandate on the promise of good governance. Hijab, conversion. Don't you accuse the BJP of raising these issues? Why are you falling into this quote-unquote trap?
We have very clearly stated in our mandate and in agenda that we would be focusing on the development, and the people have voted for it. Much damage has been done by the BJP during its rule, and people wanted the state to be secular, peaceful, the state with the harmony and peace in the society, and law and order should be retained and restored in the state of Karnataka. We live in a state presently which is totally disturbed because of the communal issues which were raised by the BJP. Communally, BJP has much damaged the state. We want to undo everything and to restore its to its original glory.
Sanketji, I have to interject you there. I have to interject you there. And I've interacted with you on this channel on different occasions many times. And I remember each time before the elections, there was the hijab issue, the conversion issue, or the Bajrang Bali debate that was invoked by the BJP. You, as the Congress spokesperson, said these are not important issues. Let's talk about price rise. Let's talk about civic apathy. Let's talk about real governance issues. Now, why suddenly Congress party focusing on these issues if these were non-issues during the BJP tenure?
It is not our issue at all to concentrate only on the communal issues which the BJP wanted. Our focus is on the development. Parallelly, we have to restore its original glory. The glory of the state has been much damaged. So much of the investors who wanted to invest in the state of Karnataka, which has developed much in the development of the employment opportunities in the state of Karnataka, have been taken away.
But sir, what has investors got to do with the hijab issue in the state of Karnataka or the conversion issue? I mean, investors, economy, how have they got anything to do with these issues?
Yes. The peace and harmony which has already been damaged in the society by the BJP government, and that has to be restored. We have to give the confidence to the investors. We have to give confidence to the workmen. We have to give confidence to the people at large, and the state people have to feel that they are eligible to reside in this country, in this state, peacefully, and each one's interest is to be taken care of.
Well, sir,
it is not I've
asked you a very pointed question, and you're a well-reasoned man, but you haven't given me the reasons for the orders that are being talked about. They've not been taken officially. T. Sankeertha, coming to you. The present government says we'll go back on some of the crucial changes that were made by the BJP, and more importantly, the hijab matter. How do you see these changes or the things that are being said by top leaders of the Congress party?
Congress, after promising their guarantees when they came to power with a good mandate, they're continuously trying to confuse the people of Karnataka and trying to deviate the topic from those freebies, five guarantees which they had announced pre-poll. It is currently they're trying to bring the people of Karnataka in a dilemma. This kind of warning politics, dumpy politics is not new to Congress. Forget the police department, saffronization, all those things. This DK Suresh, the brother of DK Shivkumar, is warning his own minister MB Patil. So this is kind of a dumpy politics, and warning politics is always common in this Congress culture. Secondly, I would like to ask the Congress, when they were in the opposition, they always told that we will reverse all the things and deeds which have been done by the Bharatiya Janata Party. I would like to also ask them, we have asked this question repeatedly, would you also take back the reservation as well? Like my dear Congress spokesperson who is trying to deviate the topic from bringing the investment. He is trying to preach us on investment. Let me remind him, when you were in power in 2013 to 2018, when there was a delegation which went to with the Prime Minister to approach an investment for Foxconn, where was Mr. Siddaramaiah? He never even showed interest to go and meet the delegation. So this is the kind of things what the Congress has double standards always in. They are trying to only deviate the issue because these pre-poll promises in Karnataka, the people are not ready to pay the electricity bill. The ladies want 2,000 into their bank accounts. So before I go to BS
Arun, a brief response from Sanket Yenagi. Sir, didn't you come back on the 5 guarantees? Wasn't this about putting the money in the hands of the poor and the underprivileged of the state? Wasn't this about welfare? The BJP says because you're not able to deliver on your promise, now you are using these diversionary tactics that you accuse the BJP of using.
We have come to power, not even a week is over. And we have been delivering, and the first cabinet meeting is over. We have already announced and we are already working out with a working plan of it. And it is in the process. We have 5 complete year terms. In the sense, in the 5-year term, we will complete every promise to the extent possible to the satisfaction of the people in a phased manner, which are urgent, which are necessary. We would have already categorized and we would be dealing with those things now.
I have limited time. Mr.
One minute. The question now which has been raised by Mr. T. Sankeertha is that we are not focusing on the development. So we are focusing on the development and restoration of peace and harmony in the society. And the
Mr. BS
secular
Arun,
tradition in the
Mr. BS
society
Arun,
is
sir,
also
coming
one
to
of
you,
our-
do you think these are issues that the Congress party could have avoided? They've just come to power. It's a decisive mandate that they've got, and they came back to power on the promise of good governance, development issues, the right narrative for the Congress party. Are they deviating now? What's your assessment, sir?
Absolutely. I think Congress must stay away, at least for the time being, from these issues. They should give importance to the governance, to the pressing problems that the people are facing, to the immediate issues that they had promised in the manifesto. Those issues are important for the Congress party to implement rather than, getting into these kind of issues. These are not urgent issues. And moreover, the issue is already in the court. It can leave the courts to decide on these issues. First, to take up the governance issues, the guarantees that you have promised, about which there is confusion. The people are refusing to pay bills. People are refusing to buy tickets in the buses. So these issues are happening. So the point is to give importance to the issues of governance, administration, tightening of the administration, ensuring that there are no corruption at any level. And now, of course, the formation of the cabinet, not even the 8 ministers who have been sworn in have not been given the portfolios, and the new ministers have to be chosen. They have to be given both.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are of immediate need. I think the government has to address these issues rather than getting into the communal nature, the issues that are communal in nature.
Right. And, sir, as far as I understand the selection of the cabinet, some important decisions that the government has to take, the BJP can go to town, and I'm talking in the run-up to 2024, with the narrative that, look, the real promises that were made by the Congress party have not been delivered. So Karnataka election and the government formation is done, but Karnataka in many ways the precursor for 2024, and I believe that's something that Sanket Yenagi and the Congress party does understand. Mr. Arun.
Yeah, true. But then, it is the opposition party now, and opposition has to say all these things. It's up to the government, to whether to answer this or ensure that, it is focused on administration, focused on the people's problems, focused on ensuring that the immediate needs are addressed. And Karnataka has been seeing heavy rains over the last few days. People are in problems. The crops have been destroyed in many of the taluks. They need attention, not these issues. Even if you delay a decision on hijab, it doesn't matter. But if you delay decision on the farmers' issues, it does hurt the farmers. It does hurt many other sections of the society.
Well, I can't stop myself from thinking of the unfortunate instances that we've seen in Bengaluru and the kind of civic apathy that we've seen. There are so many pressing issues in the state that require the attention of the government, and perhaps these issues should not be the political narrative. At least that's what the promise was of the Congress party when they came to power. Well, we'll keep an eye as to what the government is doing. Mr. Sanket Yenagi maintaining that the government will keep its focus on the development promise. Let's see if that happens. I thank all the panelists for joining us on the broadcast. We'll continue talking about all the big stories here on Plain Speak right now, slipping into a very short.